I've been talking the whole time. It's so funny. That happened last week too. But yeah, we're here now, so we can go ahead and start the session. So if you have not noticed, we do have the 12 days of Morph going on right now. If you would like to enter into that, you can go to the raffle page here, and there are some requirements. You do need to go through the engage function, which I will also send in the chat. You need to like, retweet, and comment on the post in the engage function to be entered. If you are picked in the giveaway and you haven't done those things, which we will be able to tell, it will be redrawn and your spot will be given up to somebody else who has. So please make sure you go ahead and do that through the engage function. All right, and as we wait for Bracket to be able to come up on here, so we can talk about some updates in the meantime. There's going to be a lot changing here very, very soon, as in with shoot, I'm blanking right now. As with the 12 days of Morph, there we go. With the 12 days of Morph, it's going to be a really, really exciting time, and we cannot wait to deliver so many cool things to you guys. We have a lot on the table to be able to kind of give out here, so it's going to be awesome. And I know you guys can't wait, but 12 days, it's going to be 12 days of fun. It's going to be amazing. There is Craig from Bracket right there. Went ahead and invited you to speak.
What's up, man? How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
All right, yeah. So for everybody in the audience, this is Craig from Bracket. Today we're just going to be having a really laid-back session, talking about sports, talking about the platform, and everything in between. So it's going to be a really, really good time, and we cannot wait to deliver this to you. For all the people who are listening in on Twitter, thank you so much for joining in today. And here on Discord, thank you as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Craig, if you could introduce yourself. I know a lot of the people already know who you are, but it'd be good to go ahead for the new individuals in the chat to introduce yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Craig. I'm one of the co-founders of Bracket, which is gamifying prediction markets. So we have like a new swipe to bet app coming out, which is what I've been spending the last 2.5 months working on. And, I have a background in trading, traditional finance, and classical music as well.
Absolutely amazing. And on that application, what is the application? What did you say? Swipe to bet?
Yep. So it's called Hooked, which is kind of our way of creating Tinder, but for predictions. So you just swipe left or right on binary options, and you can bet on pretty much anything: the weather, TV shows, elections, and meme coin prices, market cap, that kind of stuff. So it's just a new way to trade events, and trading events is not new, but I think the way that we've done it and bringing it to mobile, where people can just be on the toilet or just sitting in bed, if they want to place a couple bets, low stake bets, as low as 25 cents in the future, they can just do that.
That sounds really, really cool. I know someone like myself would really be into something like that, especially with my betting pass and everything like that, just kind of making bets on the spot and being quick with it. Like last night during the game, terrible game to bet, by the way. It was absolutely brutal. But being able to watch my bets lose live and then immediately go back into the application that I was using and place another one, and it makes it would make it really, really easy to be able to approach it in that way. But especially with all the sports that are coming up, with the college football playoff, with the NFL playoffs, the NBA Cup is going on right now. It seems like things are kind of getting into the thick of it, and like this is the best time for sports, especially in the United States.
Yes, absolutely. That's right. So we're actually going for a launch. We're looking around the beginning of the new year, like probably the first or second week is what we're targeting right now. We definitely want to capture volume from March Madness. Now the are over. That's kind of like my way of proving that prediction markets are here to stay this time, and they're not just they're not just here for the elections for like a quick couple week run and then they just go away. That's what's been happening for the longest time, and I think it's time to just really prove that there is a market for this, and we have been seeing a lot of traction so far. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, prediction markets are something that's really, really cool. And if done correctly, It will be absolutely amazing. Like I'm on the website right now, and I'm looking at all the NCAA playoff things. I'm looking at the Bank of Japan raising interest rates. I'm looking at the ETH all-time high. So there's a lot more there than just sports. There's a lot more there than just politics. It's a really expansive structure, and I absolutely love it to be able to have a platform like this where we could go in and really predict anything that we want. That's something that's very rare nowadays, and in a actual, like, I guess good fashion would be the term to use there. So this is absolutely amazing to see, and I'm so excited to see all the things that come from Bracket in the very near future.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah.
So, excuse
Yeah,
me, go ahead.
You got it. You got it, man.
So one of the ones that I'm really, really interested in is, so do you guys create these prediction markets day by day? Does an AI create them like some platforms, or how does it go about creating them?
So it's actually a combination of both. And right now, it's mostly team members or the people that we hire that are dedicated to just market creation, to make sure there's fair market, make sure the rules are fair, and make sure that there's it's a way to there's easy resolution for it. And then in the future, we're going to be implementing more oracles that we've been working on for a few weeks, and that will be automatic resolution, and it'll have a contract address, and people will be able to very clearly see like how we resolve markets, just to eliminate any possibility of human error, human bias. And then we're also going to have like some sort of jury where if there's an event that everyone's super split on, there'll be a manual jury that can bet on that. That can vote on that, and we'll eventually come to a final outcome. So I would say we also do have some markets that we can kind of copy and paste, like some of the daily markets. Bitcoin hit this price on this Friday, we can just copy and paste it and use the same rules, change the date. So it gets kind of easy on that front. And then we also have some AI tools that I use to try and find what's trending, find what people are interested in, because it's this is an attention-based economy right now, and we really have to make sure that we're capturing things that people are interested in. I think the biggest failure that most prediction markets that have been coming out have is that they are just putting out markets that most people are interested in. Like when you get on this app, we want you to be interested right away, and that's a challenge that we're still facing. But I think we found a lot of success recently. Especially in the crypto scene, like Web3 people, they just want to bet on meme coins, and even if they don't want to be loading up, a couple grand USDC, converting to Solana and just betting on whatever, stupid coin comes out next. They just want to see, will this coin hit this market cap? Will this coin go up? Will it go down? And when you have a very low stake on that, you're still kind of checking the chart, but you're also not putting your entire portfolio and potentially, a larger sum of money than you intended at risk. Like, what you're doing before you get into it. There's no hidden, there's no hidden fees after the fact. Like, you just swipe, it's there, and that's it. You win or you lose. So.
Yeah, that's a very important value proposition, especially with the meme coin industry. I know that it is really, really hot right now, and we just had a Twitter space on it, actually, discussing all of the facets of a meme coin and what they mean and how they can contribute to mass adoption. And it's a very interesting prospect to be able to bet on it rather than invest into it. So that's really, really cool. Like I'm seeing one right here. Will Pepe hit 10 billion market cap by 2025? And that's been wildly popular with over 2,000 participants and $500,000 staked there. So that's absolutely amazing. But with that value proposition there, you mentioned how people aren't necessarily going to be risking a ton on the prediction or on the actual coin itself. What other value propositions are there instead of being able to just purchase the meme coin and basically gamble that way rather than doing the prediction market?
Yeah, so I mean, there's many actual use cases of this platform. Like in the very beginning. So just to make it very clear to guys who aren't super familiar, we work for Bracket, so that's the main company, and Bracket.gg, which is the site that everyone goes to when they look at our page. That's going to look a bit similar to Polymarket. It's going to be what you're kind of used to. It's right now it's live on base mainnet, and then as other chains launch their mainnets, we'll be enabling that as well. But that we realized that after building it, like, yes, it's cool, we can make a better UI, we have people that can push it and we can really make it something, but we didn't really see too much value there outside of users being able to create their own markets, which is something that is kind of missing from most prediction markets currently. So we want to take it a step further and build a second app out, which is called Hooked. And I wish I could demo it here, but it's not letting me share my screen, so I can definitely save it for another time. But
I'll give you the permissions right now.
Oh, it's a permission-based thing in Discord. Okay, cool.
Yes.
But yeah, so
here, try now.
There it is. Okay, I'll put it up in just a bit. But that second app is kind of what is going to be testing your thesis to see can we get mass adoption to prediction markets? Because right now, they seem very popular, and they are gaining a lot of traction, but the majority of the world still doesn't know about them. A lot of us are kind of stuck into this bubble where, we are the ones looking for this kind of stuff, and we keep talking about, Trump, the elections. So naturally, prediction markets are going to be a part of all of our feeds. But to the greater public or the greater population, they have no idea what this is yet. So we're still really trying to push this out there. Now, to answer your question about different use cases, outside of fun things like TV show outcomes and stuff like that, there could also be very important things like if you're betting on the weather. In the very beginning, you're betting on snow to fall, right? In the very beginning, I said, "Oh, it's kind of cool. I mean, you can bet on the weather, but who's actually going to be sitting there betting on the weather?" And then we had hurricanes come through, right? And we realized that we have basically just created a form of insurance. Like if you bet hurricanes can hit someone's house, hit your house, and then it does, right? You at least can get some money from that by winning that bet. And then, if your house gets damaged, you can help pay for the damages that way, right? So it's a way to kind of hedge risk as well. The stock market as well, right? Let's say that you hold a ton of Nvidia stock or Tesla stock, and then you bet that they're going to beat earnings. And then sometimes a lot of people, especially the ones who like the options trading, which is what I used to be into a lot, sometimes everything can go right and you still lose your bet. Like, the company will beat earnings per share, they'll beat everything, revenue, top and bottom line, and then the stock just still tanks and you can't really figure out why. So you get punished for being correct because of all the different all the different things that happen in options trading, all the different factors that affect that contract price. But with Hooked, you just swipe yes or no. Will they beat revenue? If you think that they'll beat revenue, despite all the headwinds, despite all the insider trading going on in the background, despite whatever the banks want to do, and you're correct, I feel like that you should be rewarded for that. So those are just two more use cases that I found with, the swipe to bet model and binary options.
Yeah, absolutely love to hear that, especially with the options trading and the earnings call one, because I remember years and years and years ago, I had invested into this company that was about to have an earnings report, and me and my friends were really bullish on it, and we had bought options, we had bought stock, we were all in on it, and they had done exceptionally well in earnings, beat the earnings predictions and everything like that, and the stock tanked like 9% right after the call. And it was so frustrating because we were looking at the numbers and they beat expectations by a couple of points. It was absolutely amazing, and it just tanked. So we lost a good amount of money, and that was the last time I ever did options on the stock market. So it's that was my, I guess, first experience into the prediction gambling world was options, and I will never go back. But at any point, if you would like to share your screen and demo something for us, that'd be absolutely amazing if you're able to do so.
Sure. Let's see. Why have I completely lost it? Oh, I found it. There we go. All right, let me know if you can see it. Streaming it now.
Looks all good.
Cool. So this is kind of what the app looks like. So to get to the screen, we haven't really announced our official launch yet, but this is fully operational, and you guys are all welcome to use it now. So you can go to Hooked app. I'll also paste this in the Discord later, and it'll take you to the screen. It'll have you sign up, so you can sign up with either Google or Apple, or just use an email. And once you do that, it's going to prompt you to select different categories, which will be around here. Right. So in the very beginning, I suggest you select all of them because we're still kind of trying to add more markets in every category. But, the most popular category, as you can probably imagine, is politics and finance. Politics is dying down a lot, and finance and entertainment are on the rise, as well as esports. So, if you like soccer, football, Premier League, you can select that. If you're into boxing, you can do that, and it'll take you to your feed right here, right? So, I think this is just put up actually, but there'll be markets pretty much every day put up for something relevant happening in each topic for the most part. And when we start opening this up to many users, there'll be a lot more bets on each side. But you can basically see like, will this team beat this team in their matchup on Saturday? And you can keep out this kind of stuff there. There's going to be a little thing where it shows you how much time until the market expires, how much money you should expect to win by winning the swipe. And if you don't like a market, you can skip it. You can swipe no, you can swipe yes if you want. And then down here is my favorite feature, which is kind of like your bet multiplier. So you can go all the way up to 10x on your bet if you want to. The standard bet size right now is about 2 USDC, and we're still experimenting with what value makes the most sense. Because right now we actually had to use 2 different wallets in the back end for each user, because there was a problem where it kept requiring the user to spend ETH to swipe every time. So we want to completely eliminate that, which is why you might see 2 different wallets when you guys try to withdraw. But we do make that process very simple. What else do I want to show you? Oh yeah, this little button here will show you the rules of each market. So it'll show you exactly what we're looking at, to the time zone, to the exact time. So there's no discrepancy. So if you guys see something that's wrong, check the rules first before you swipe. If you are uncertain, most of the time it's going to be in UTC, probably in UTC for anything, which is when the candles close on most official exchanges globally. We'll also paste the link that we're using. And then here there'll be a chart that shows the bets over time. This market only has 2 bets on it right now, so it's not going to look very pretty. But as we get more bets, you'll see how user sentiment shifts over time. So that's pretty much it for right now. We want to keep it super simple. If you're out of markets and you want to find something else to bet on, no problem. Go to the explore page. You can animate bets, what's going to happen, will this character die next episode, how many episodes be in the season, that kind of stuff, who's most powerful, whatever you want to do. Football, basketball, you can pick a topic and you can just bet in there, right? And you can scroll through all these markets we have here, and you can decide to swipe or just skip it. Over here, you have your activities showing your win rate, ongoing bets. So this means that you bet yes. It's basically like a history log of what you've been doing in the market. This isn't wins or losses, just like what did you bet? Which side did you take, right? And then it'll show your lifetime earnings up here, total bets, your win rate, ongoing bets, pretty self-explanatory. And then down here, if your rewards to claim, it'll show you right here. If you get a refund, some markets go to refund either because there weren't enough bets on one side or there's a problem on our end. So we don't feel like users should be punished for obviously our mistakes. So every once in a while, there'll be markets going to refund, and you just click refund, and then boom, you will get refunded. So, and then profile, there'll be a place for your private key. You guys can see my refund got refunded up there. Got my money added back to my account. In your profile, you'll see the wallet that you want to send money to. This will only accept USDC on base at this time, and that's probably here to stay. If you want to add funds, very simple. You click add funds, and you can buy it directly with Coinbase or one of our other on-ramp providers called Wirt, which is going to be useful for people who are in EU. What else am I missing? Oh, my favorite feature of all time. This will show you kind of like your wins and losses over time. So, I have different accounts on this, but I think, I've been winning quite a few bets recently. So, it's nice to see this kind of portfolio tracker. And then over time, we're going to expand this where you can sell positions early. And then you can check between a certain time period, bet overview. We try to really pack as many features into this as possible while not making it too complicated. Like we just want people to just sign up for the app and start swiping and start winning. We don't want to make this too complicated. So that's pretty much it. But that's what we've been spending all our time on. It's a lot of work to be done in the back end, as you can probably imagine. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And we've been seeing a lot of traction for our closed testing. So I cannot wait to open it up to everyone. So
Yeah, I just signed up, and this is dangerous. I'm telling you, this is dangerous. I really like this, especially how easy it is to use. I signed up in 2 seconds, and boom, I'm already there. And with Coinbase, does the deposit have to be on hold for a little bit? Because I know sometimes Coinbase holds new deposits.
That is completely out of our control. For the most part, no. We haven't seen that happen yet. If you go up
Okay.
to $500, and given that the bet size is $2 a bet, unless you guys want to be placing 250 bets this week, then
Don't
be my
tempt me.
guest. But yeah, I mean, it's so if you're in the US, you shouldn't have too much of an issue. And then if you want to add more than that, you need to have a Coinbase account. So you can buy with Apple Pay, you can use a debit or credit card to purchase USDC on Base. It'll get sent straight to your wallet. There are a few bugs with that we're still trying to iron out, but I mean, no funds have been lost during all of our testing and through all our users so far. So if there is a bug, it's probably visual, and you'll see it there in your wallet, and you'll have your private key to access it, even if it's not working on the app. So as of yesterday, that was still a problem, but I know the devs have been working a lot this afternoon, so I think that should be fine. And if you're in Europe, the other on-ramp provider called Wirt, that should have more solutions for you guys to purchase USDC on Base Network. And it'll get sent straight to that wallet. Like, you don't even have to do anything. It creates a wallet for you. And then if you try to withdraw your funds, actually, let me show you guys how to do that quickly, because it's not the most intuitive thing in the world. Obviously, you guys want to know how to get your money out, not just how to put it in, right? So, yeah, so if you want to withdraw your funds, what you do, if you look here, go to edit profile, settings here, and then you go for your private key. This, as of right now, is locked behind Face ID or whatever biometric authentication you have. So either fingerprint, Face ID, Android password, whatever it is. And then you look at your private key there. But when you check it, you will notice the wallet listed here is different from this wallet here. So we're actually expanding our tutorial to fully explain that. And like I said earlier, the reason we had to do it this way was so that you guys don't pay ETH every single time you swipe in USDC, because it would just be too much to ask of our users to have both currencies in your wallet. Like, it just didn't make any sense. So we took care of it on the back end. So what you do is you basically say withdraw USDC, right? You put the amount you want to withdraw, and then you would send it to any wallet that accepts USDC, or you can send it to that wallet that's also created for it in the background. So very simple, and that's it. That's all there is to it. So
yeah, this is easy.
Yep.
This is easier than using like FanDuel, honestly. Wow. And I answered my own question, because I was about to say, if we already have USDC on Base or in Coinbase, like, how do we send it over? And I went over to the profile, and boom, the address is right there. So
Yep.
That's answered my own question there. That's awesome. Wow. I've been looking at these markets too, and I found a couple that are really interesting. So
yeah. So one of the things I like a lot is that we're in a state right now where the team is very, very accessible, and obviously as Morph is one of our partners, so we encourage you guys, if you guys want markets, if you guys don't see markets you're interested in, like, just tell us. And we have people looking in our Discord every single day, looking at your message every day, and we can get those markets up for you if you think that there's something, or you think that there's not anything there for you. Because user feedback and listening to the community is the best way to grow any crypto app. And we're trying to expand this to everyone. It's not just people in Web3. We're creating a consumer app for the world. So,
sure. And a lot of the sports books, a lot of the prediction markets and everything do have like sign up bonuses, referral bonuses, and things of that nature. Is Hooked going to have something similar to that?
Oh, absolutely. So, without going into too much detail, because I don't want to get in trouble, but I know that with some of our partners, there are plans behind the scenes, especially if you are a valued member of that community, where users would be eligible for some perks or potentially lower fees. And then as far as referral programs go, there will absolutely be a referral program going on. It'll either look like a revenue share thing between markets, or you might get a certain number of free bets or discounted bets depending on how many people you refer and the volume that they do. So there's a few different ways to implement this, and we've discussed this at length. But we just want to make sure, like, simple stuff like getting money on and off the platform was completely taken care of first, and then after launch we can start to look at those referral programs. But that's definitely happening, so look out for that.
Sure. I know our community is excited about it. Our community absolutely loves prediction markets, and David just sent something into the chat. I like to bet on Bam Adebayo first to score a layup. That's one of my favorite bets of all time. So having that as a prediction, I would definitely use it. I told David to that I advise him that it's a good bet. So that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I could never say that publicly, but yeah. I hear you,
Yeah,
man.
for sure. Yeah. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. And to see the way that this could expand is absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm looking at a prediction right now for Lunchley to get recalled in 2024, which on top of that with the sports, this is really fun. This is a really fun application.
It's actually been one of our most popular markets. And again, in my eyes, I have no idea why, but people love it. So, it's good information to have, because if it was just me building this, I would never put that up. But to see so many people be interested in the Lunsley market, like, great, now I have a lot more context. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And with all the memes that are happening nowadays, with all these YouTubers, all the meme coins, Jake Paul boxing, things like that, the prediction markets can not only be extremely funny, but actually make sense with something like a Justin Jefferson over 100 yards for the weekend, Bills to beat Lions, things like that. So it's a really, really good mix of the two.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we can even put we can have markets, even for on sports where it's like, okay, will an SEC team win this football championship, or will will a team from the South or in a southern state or a state beginning with the letter A, win the Super Bowl? It's stuff like that. It's just, there's so many different ways it can go. And, we understand there's not going to be, for those super niche markets, there might not be a lot of liquidity for that. But there can be even smaller pools, like, the time when you're back in middle school and like your friends would say some stupid stuff, and then you're like, oh, you want to bet on it? And then now you have a hub where you can actually do that. Permissionless market creation, where users can, actually curate their own markets, is something that we're super bullish on, and we want to start implementing that as soon as possible. So
yeah, I know me and my friends would definitely use that at halftime of the SEC championship game on Saturday. I'm a Texas fan. He's a Georgia fan. And we had bet on each other. Like, if Texas wins this game, I thought Georgia would have still made the college football playoff. And he said there was no way Georgia was making the college football playoff. We put $50 on it. And to have a place to be able to do that where it's automated and it's secure, it would be absolutely amazing, because there's always a chance that he could flake out. There's always a chance that I could flake out and everything like that. Exactly. It's absolutely amazing. Here's a question from our community, actually from David. He says, after elections are over, what types of events besides political do you think will capture the world's attention most?
Interesting question. So I'm a very database person. What I've seen, or what I thought would be number one, is things like, just going back, rotation back to sports, stuff like boxing and, obviously football, basketball. But I think that's already captured the world's attention. What I'm seeing a lot of interest in is actually like events like pop culture and also esports. Those have been the two top categories. I don't want to leave in finance, because I feel like the stock market is. I'm giving you this answer without talking about finance and sports betting, because those are the two dominant ones. But I feel like pop culture and esports in particular, like Valorant, Overwatch, League of Legends. There isn't really no global hub to bet on that has been, at least globally advertised that I know of. So I feel like that's where we're going to see a lot of volume next. I know especially in South Korea, China, League of Legends is huge. And I know a lot of people play it there as well as in the United States, but people betting on it is huge over there. And that's just not something that people here do, despite having, tens of thousands of people watching those live streams of those championship series for, Defense of the Ancients, League of Legends, Valorant, Overwatch, etc. And then on the pop culture side, a lot of people like to bet on relationships, like how long it'll last. Like, well, these guys break up before this. Will they publicly announce their engagement by this date? And I'm like, I don't care about this stuff personally, but there's a large number of people who do. So now I have to care about it, and I'm forcing myself to care about it, And, I realized that when I put even $2 on something like, what's Taylor Swift's next song going to be about, stuff like that, all of a sudden now I actually get interested in it. I'm now invested, hearing the name Taylor Swift makes me more excited, So we definitely, that's where I'm seeing the most volume currently, to answer your question, David.
Yeah, that's a great point. I know for me personally as well, on a random NBA Wednesday, Pistons versus Magic, I don't care unless I have Paula Banchero for like 8 boards, then I care.
Yeah.
So even if it's for a small amount of money, I'm more invested into it. It makes it more fun. It makes the stakes higher. It's really fun to be able to do that. So for something like a Taylor Swift song, or to publicly announce the engagement with Travis Kelce, it would make it a lot more fun. Or I know there was one that I saw during the Super Bowl when the Chiefs were playing the 49ers. It was, how many times are they going to show Taylor Swift on the screen? Over under 6.5 or something. And immediately we were invested into it. And every time we saw it, we started counting. It's fun. I love it. It's great. Because usually I don't like seeing her on the screen when it just pans to her. But when I bet on it, absolutely love it.
Exactly. Just imagine telling your friends, this is so annoying, man. I don't want to see her anymore. I bet they're going to show her like 10 times. And he's like, no, we're going to show her 20 times. And he's like, no, it's not. And then you guys are just fighting. And then boom, there's a market right there. So,
yep, exactly.
I love that.
And then here's another question in the chat. I know this was briefly touched upon in many different segments, but to kind of refresh everybody's memory, he's asking, what events do you plan to add to your platform later on?
I guess the big one right now is we're getting for is March Madness. We're looking at different ways to implement that with a binary option system. We haven't fully figured out how we're going to do that, but we do know it's a priority because that's some volume that's very important to catch. And then even like more, smaller things like, will it snow in the city on Christmas, or like, will the weather get here under this, whatever it is, there can be bets around New Year's Day. And, obviously stuff like, will inflation go up or down at the end of this quarter, end of the year, what's going to be a tax deficit? There's so many different things. But as far as not global events, but like the big thing that's coming up right now is March Madness. That's the largest by far that we're trying to capture. And then in the future, obviously the World Cup is going to be huge. And, by then the app is going to be popping. So.
That's awesome. The World Cup is definitely going to be a big time, and I'm really excited for that personally as well. It's something, obviously it only comes around once every 4 years, and so to be able to have prediction markets on it and everything, it's really, really cool. Right. So that's really exciting. If anybody has any more questions in the chat, please feel free to go ahead and ask them. We do have a couple more minutes here with Bracket. We will go ahead and close things out, let's say in 3 minutes, because this has been such a great discussion, and we've gone over our time actually, which is absolutely amazing, and we are so thankful for it. But there is another question in the chat that says, is it possible to launch a Telegram app? It can grow very quickly.
Yes, it actually already exists. We just haven't put it into Telegram yet, but we actually already built it. So the answer is yes.
Awesome.
We actually have a hooked, I think it's hooked.bot, I think at hooked.bot, I think. Don't quote me on that, but yes, it already exists. So there you go.
Awesome. That was very simple, very easy answer to the question. So thank you so much for asking the questions, by the way, everybody. But I guess there's not many. I'll go ahead and check on Twitter to see if we have any questions lingering on there.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. I think we're all good on Twitter. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up the session now, since that was the last question and it seems nobody else is typing just yet. So Greg, just want to say thank you so much for coming on stage today and talking with me about Bracket, about Hooked, and all the features, and even demoing Hooked as a product. It looks absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to use it even further.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, man. I appreciate this. It's always nice to have a stage to showcase what we've been working on for the last few months. A lot of us spent a lot of time with our heads down, usually in a computer, Telegram DMs, Discord DMs, Twitter DMs, and just trying to make things happen. But when we actually finish building something and people like it, and we have a chance to go speak in front of many people like this, like I am today, that's what makes it all worth it. So yeah,
absolutely.
Really
yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be really exciting to see what you guys do in the very near future. So once again, thank you so much for coming on. I will go ahead and move you down to the audience, and we'll definitely be having you on very, very shortly, especially as sports heat up. So thank you so much for that. The 50 people on Discord, the over 500 on Twitter, thank you so much for tuning in today. We're going to go ahead and get to the updates and announcements part of the segment. It'll last about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we will go ahead and move on to something else. So we have a lot to talk about this week as per usual, I will be going ahead and sharing my screen here momentarily once I figure out this little technical issue that I'm having with my main monitor. But like I did mention earlier in the session, we are having the 12 days of Morph Miss happening right now. You can go ahead and enter that by going to the raffle section in the Discord, or you can go ahead and go on Twitter and see the pinned tweet there as well to get more information. To enter, obviously, you do have to go through the raffles, and there are requirements. You have to like, retweet, and comment on the post in the engage function that is posted right now in the next 24 hours to be able to be entered into this giveaway. If you are chosen and have not completed those tasks, you will forfeit your spot in the giveaway. So please make sure that you have done that in the engage function. Anna, thank you so much for sending that into the chat. That is very helpful. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the announcements. Let's hope my screen will share. It seems to be having a little bit of an issue. All right, I actually think we're good now. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Can everybody see that? I think so. Cool. So this Morph on Mondays was absolutely amazing. We did have Selena, one of our new PR managers, come on and speak with everybody, get to know you a little bit better. And of course, you got to know her a little bit better. If you would like to go back and view this session, you can with the link right here. I'll go ahead and copy it and put it in the chat. Morph on Mondays are always super, super fun to be able to do. And we're really excited for them. If it'll let me copy and paste it. There we go. All right. Went ahead and set the link in there for you guys. Boom. Thank you so much for liking that and putting some emojis on that. Moving on to the next update, we do have a new partnership announcement with Standard. We're partnering with Standard Web3 to enhance on-chain trading infrastructure. Experience full decentralized order book trading with new opportunities for traders and developers. Stay tuned for more details. Moving on to the next partnership is with T3. We're partnering with T3 Money to revolutionize on-chain trading. By combining T3's advanced perpetual and spot trading capabilities with our technology, we're creating new opportunities for traders. Stay tuned for more information. Moving on, Morph ETH is live on BitGet. Deposits and withdrawals are now available. This makes it so much easier to transact between Morph and with BitGet, one of our best partners, and we are so excited to be able to do this with them. So thank you so much for supporting all of this. And BitGet, thank you so much for being such an amazing partner. You'll definitely be seeing more of them very, very soon and throughout the week. Stay tuned for that. Hint, hint. All right, next is the BGB token is now live on the Morph Bridge. Bridge your BGB between Ethereum and Morph mainnet. Earn Season 2 points and get a 1.2x multiplier for BitGet wallet users. Start bridging today. I'll go ahead and send this link in there as well because I know a lot of people are very interested in the BGB token and earning that 1.2% multiplier. Very, very important. And then the last update we have for today is a quick guide to the zoo. Now available on YouTube, you will be able to get all your information about the zoo in a short video format in under 60 seconds. And we absolutely love making these videos. Joey does an amazing job editing them. And more of these are going to come very, very soon. Very, very soon. Yeah, nice video. It is a nice video. I absolutely love it. We can go ahead and copy the link here, and I'll send it in the chat for you to be able to go view that on YouTube. It is going to be about 60 seconds long, like I did mention before, in order to give you all the information you need to succeed. Really, really good video. Absolutely love making these. Joey does an amazing job editing them, and Nicholas does an amazing job writing the scripts, and they're just a lot of fun, really informative as well. All right, but that'll wrap up the updates for this week. When TGE will be announced soon. Soon. But that'll be it for the updates this week. If you do have any questions, please let me know in the chat right now because we do have about 5 more minutes on this session for us to be able to use our time wisely. I'll give us 5 more minutes, and if no questions come in 2 minutes, we will go ahead and end the session. So you guys have 2 minutes to start asking questions and 5 minutes allocated for me to answer them. When Galaxy, I'm not too sure on Galaxy. If we do announce a Galaxy campaign, we will let you guys know beforehand, of course. But for now, we're doing the 12 Days of Morpheus. How to earn points for Season 2. It is displayed very well on our website. Let me go ahead and go over there so I could go ahead and send you the link and show you. Here we go. All right, so if you go here, you will be able to see your points and make transactions to earn your points. There's also a very easy to understand graph that'll show you how to earn those points. And of course, BitGet wallet users get a 1.2x multiplier on all of their transactions. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up the session here. Oh, here we go. Will bridge gas fee convert into points? Yes. As you can see right here. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. That's embarrassing. Here we go. As you can see right here, gas, spend gas, use dApps and spend gas, and you'll get points. Yes. Layer swap in ... Okay. I could go ahead and send that to our ecosystem team to see what they can do about that. But that'll be the final question that we will take for today. Thank you so much for being on this session today. It was absolutely amazing having Bracket on to be able to look at the new application and all the new things that they have coming out in the very near future. Hooked is definitely something that I will be using, and I cannot wait to see more from them. So thank you so much for joining today. For the over 50 people on Discord, the over 500 on Twitter, it was an absolutely amazing time to be able to be here with you today. And I will see you guys next week on Morphin Mondays. It's going to be a good one, so stay tuned for that as we also go through the 12 Days of Morphin. Take care, everybody.